Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote, and the Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you just say hi or use other people's emotes, or, and they don't tell you this, you could just be a lurker. You know, this is something Twitch doesn't want you to know. You can just be a lurker in chat, and that's also okay. Hey, a wrist fan just subscribed at Tier 2. I don't know why I didn't hear a notification there, but Wristband, just subscribe to Tier 2. That's 51 months. So let's go ahead and hit the applause. I know why I didn't hear it, a sound, because my headphones are not plugged in. That's why I didn't hear it. I'm going to fix that in a second. Hey, Lord Crashington. Hello, Harold. Everything is fine, Harold. Hey, Mr. Bob. Happy to have you here. Lashbrick is here as well. Jam is here. Welcome, everybody. I forgot to plug in my headphones, which means I did not hear anything, so I got to do that. Hold on one second. Oh, come on. No. All right, hold on. I gotta go deal with this for a second. Be right back. All right, coming back in just 1 second here. Now, that's 2 streams in a row where I had technical issues that were my own fault and nothing to do with Twitch or OBS or anything. It was just me not doing a thing. In this case, it was not plugging in my headphones. And then we'll just do the old quick. I can hear that in my headphones. No problems. We're good. Apparently, it did not occur to me that I could not hear the music that was playing before the stream started. I didn't. Lord Crashton wants me to the dance button. This is the second to last stream where the dance button will be in effect because I could play it tomorrow. But right now, here we go. Yeah, the dance button. This is one of the last streams of this dance button. And if you're wondering, Pat, what are you going to do on, if you can, because you don't know until you get to the hotel and do a test, you don't know if you can stream from your hotel room on Thursday when you will be at PAX Unplugged. Pat, are you going to, what happens if someone redeems the dance button? What will you do? And the answer is, I will play a sound on my computer because I made sure to get that song that is going to be the new dance button song. I made sure to get that. So I'll be able to play it off that, off of Groove Music or whatever I have on that computer. I made it. I have an MP3. So we're good. We'll be good on that. Dance button will be good. Tonight's agenda, everybody. We've got the Dark Hound Master Grade. It is a pirate-themed Gundam that I am enjoying putting together. We're going to talk about the matches that I missed because I was streaming on Saturday from Survivor Series War Games, the WWE pay-per-view. I have some thoughts about that. We got anime talk for the second hour. We got manga talk in the second hour because it's Manga Monday. And I've got some video game stuff to chat about as well. A couple video game news, pieces of news that might be good. And then we'll kind of see where conversation takes us about all of that. Okay. Lord Crashton says, just a heads up, Mary Kish is recording the Fire Escape podcast tonight instead of streaming, so you won't see her online tonight to raid. She'll be streaming tomorrow, so you might be able to raid then. We might be able to raid after tomorrow's bonus stream. Yeah. Thank you for the heads up, Lord Crashton. We do often raid Mary Kish. Actually, we almost exclusively on Mondays raid Mary Kish because Monday is the night that she streams. So it's nice to go and give her a raid. So we'll find someone else to raid on Monday. There are other options out there. But thank you for the heads up, Lord Crashton. I appreciate that. And then, maybe we will raid Mary tomorrow if the timing works out. All right, I am going to retweet my tweet. I'm going to go to the overhead. We already have a great crew of folks here tonight, which is lovely. You love to see it. So we can get into working on this Gundam Age kit, this Space Pirate kit, which I'm always thrilled to work on. All right, I'm going to hit the main button, and there we go. Working on our kit. We are almost done with the chest here. We got started on this kit on Saturday, and we're making some good progress on that. Trying to get I think it's not. It's dead even for you if I put it here, but it's not dead even on the table for me, and I don't like that. But one thing that's kind of nice, this is get a little peek behind the curtain for all you, is that my overhead camera, this camera right here, I will be taking with me to PAX Unplugged to film my panel that's this Friday at 7 p.m. in the Crab God Theater. If you're going to be at PAX Unplugged, please come see the panel. It'll be very good, and you'll enjoy. So I have that panel coming up, and I'm going to film it because it's not being streamed. So that is the only way to watch it, is to go and live or watch it on YouTube later. So I'm going to film it. But that means that I will be taking this camera down. And so when I put it back up, I'm going to try to, next Monday, when I get back from PAX, I will try to line everything up and level it properly. I have to adjust where it is. I have to adjust where the stand is and kind of, I'm going to mess around with it a little bit is what I'm trying to say. It needs messing around, and I'm going to be the one to do it. I won't be there, says John, but looking forward to the YouTube video when it's uploaded. Well, thank you, John. So, I said this, I think I said this maybe on Saturday, but if the recording does not work out, and there's always the possibility that it won't, they do record the audio out of the soundboard, and I will have access to that. I will bring a USB to get access to that. And so I figure if things don't work out properly with me recording it, I'll have the audio, and what I can just do is sync up the audio with a video of just the slides, and when I start saying the next slide, I'll just advance it, and just kind of match the audio to that, which wouldn't be annoying. It would take some work, but I could do that. So I figured that would be fairly easy. I am looking forward to it. I am pretty much prepped. I am still confirming guests because I have some people who were at the convention who are I'm not sure because of parties and other situations and some last minute moving around of some panels. I'm things are coming in hot as far as people being able to say yes to doing the panel. And then I have been trying to kind of last minute get a couple friends from New York to come down to Philly because I was like, hey, I can get you a badge if you want to come down just for the day on Friday, do the panel, and then take the, hang out and then take the last train back to New York. If you want to do a show, you get the pass for the weekend. I can't put you up or anything. There's one person that I was you can crash with me because I have crashed with this person on numerous occasions for conventions and the like. And so I was hey, if you want to do that, you can. Streaming wise, if for folks that don't know, no stream this coming Saturday. Taking Saturday off, not going to be doing anything. This Thursday, however, my plan is Wi-Fi or hard setup pending. Gotta can't tell you for sure. If the Wi-Fi or an Ethernet setup is good at the hotel that I'm at, I will attempt to stream. I will test it when I get there. I'll have plenty of time before my 9 p.m. stream time. And then the hope is that I will be able to stream from Philly, from my hotel room. If I can, I will. And I have a little tiny Lego set. I have a small, could do in one night. Probably wouldn't take a 2-hour stream, be done early, because I probably wouldn't want to stream the whole 2 hours because I would be constantly talking in my hotel room and maybe at 9 p.m. And I'm kind of okay doing that at an Airbnb. I don't know if I'm cool necessarily doing that in a hotel room that shares a wall with somebody else. But it's 9 on so 9 to 10 on a Thursday. I think I'm okay with that, But past that, I'm I wonder if I'll get a knock on the door or something. We'll see. I don't know. Look, people have been fucking rude as hell in adjoining hotel rooms to me in my time. So, I'm not feeling too bad about that. The possibility that, somebody might be a little annoyed with me. And I'm I don't think I had any problem mentally doing that when I was at a hotel during San Diego Comic-Con. And that's because I streamed at 6 p.m. over there because I kept my normal stream time, but of course I was on the West Coast, so that's probably why I was fine with it. Just don't be a narc like Ryan Davis. I mean, no, I'm never gonna include the name of my hotel live while I'm there. Oh, I dropped some frames. My apologies, everybody. Sorry about dropping some frames. Lately, I've been dropping frames almost every stream. Not a lot, not like a concerning amount, but like enough. I should probably at some point refresh the old router. It has been a while since I have done that. It might be helpful to do that. Because cycle the router. But then I don't have internet. And, and it's like, well, why would I do that? If I don't have the internet when I'm doing all that. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to see some people that I haven't seen. A couple people that I didn't see at PAX Unplugged last year. And some people I haven't seen since PAX Unplugged. So I'm looking forward to that. I do have gloves. If you've been following the saga, the short-lived saga of me complaining about how I could not find my winter gloves. I still can't find them. I just have other gloves. So, oops. That was the big solution, that I just got other gloves. So, that'll work out just fine. Yeah, and I'm going to see some people. I'm going to probably go to some panels. I've got a meeting set up for Sunday to discuss the possibility of other PAX things, like other PAXs in 2023. I have no announcements to make about my con appearances in the year 2023, which is soon, all things considered, because December 1st is Thursday, so it's coming. But I don't, as of this moment, at this time, I do not have any announcements to make about any convention appearances anywhere. But I would like to. I don't love that my only con appearances in the last 2 years have been at the same convention. And that I would love to go to other places and do conventions there. Yes, as M. John says, RIP PAX South. Look, am I happy that Reed does not have to put on a convention in December and January? For a lot of people, I'm very happy. And obviously, there are some people that don't do both, but there are plenty of people that had to do both. So I'm happy for them. I think, despite the fact that one year there was a lot of snow and I couldn't make it back to New York and instead made it to DC and stayed with my cousin, I really enjoyed PAX South the 2 years I went. And then the year that Royal Rumble happened in San Antonio, I should have gone again. I really should have gone that year, but didn't, because the year I didn't go that I should have was the year that PAX East was like beginning of March, and PAX South was the end of January. And that was too tight for me financially to do both those things. So I was just like, well, I can't, and I'm always going to pick PAX East over PAX South. Harold will be a PAX East, which rules. That's great. John says, my friend group is looking to travel again, and we obviously can't do PAX South anymore, so trying to figure out what makes sense. Yes, Harold, hopefully you'll sign a few napkins at PAX East. And I'm glad you're going. That rules. Yeah, John, I don't know what to tell you. I have heard that perhaps there might be some cool shit happening in Chicago in the summer. Don't quote me on that. But I'm hearing that there might be a convention happening in Chicago this summer that will be pretty cool. Again, can't tell you for sure that's happening, but I have heard buzz about a summer convention happening in Chi-Town. That is not C2E2. So I don't know. Again, I don't know for sure, but that might be something cool. Hot Dog Con. No. Oh, I should mention this. I should plug this. While we have people here, I want to plug my stream tomorrow. My stream tomorrow, I think some of y'all will really like. Look, if you don't enjoy my streams where I watch old Japanese wrestling, and I'm very excited to watch old Japanese wrestling, I understand. if that is not appealing to you. Maybe you'll like tomorrow night's stream of CPU versus CPU matches and WWE 2K22 with commentary from me, your friend Pat. I pre-recorded a bunch of matches because I don't necessarily think that game is stable enough to run them. I will tell you this, and I will mention it again tomorrow for people that end up tuning into the stream. There is a match you will not see because I had to end it because it would not end. It was a Hell in the Cell match where you have to win by pinfall or submission and you cannot escape the cell because there's a roof on the top of it. They broke through the wall of the cell and fought in the aisle and after 15 minutes, would not make their CPU versus CPU, would not make their way back into the ring. They just kept fighting, and eventually I had to give up on the match and do a different version of it. And I was like, well, fuck, I don't know. I don't want to do that live, so I pre-recorded all those matches. Oh, you got a Chicago Brave place, have something for my Midwest friends. Need dumb excuse to go to Chicago, I hear you. You should have left that cage match on until it resolved and the computer died. No, John, I refuse. I had to record many more matches. That was like the second match I was recording. It's a nightmare to record CPU versus CPU matches. So I talked about this on stream. We're done with the chest here, by the way. Now I'm going to work on the head of this kit. And then also I'm going to be goddamn mad about WWE 2K22 and it's complete and utter nonsense. So here's the deal. If you want, to do CPU versus CPU, here's what you do. With custom characters, specifically with custom characters. You got to go to My GM mode. You got to pick a GM. You're going to be booking the territory. Buy a different game, says Lord Crash, and that's also an option, but it was $20 Thanksgiving week, so I picked it up because $20 felt like the right price for that game. So you pick up a game. You start My GM mode. You become a GM. You pick the other GM being like player number 2. Don't make it the computer. Then you got to go in to custom draft. You got to do a custom draft so you can add in a bunch of people, and you want to make sure that you also you want to have the minimum of 60. You don't want to go more over 60, so you got to delete some regular people that would normally be in it so that you can add more people in to make it all work. You do that, you get things going there. Okay, so we have D7. We have green D7, and we have this clear D7. We're going with green. This kind of yellow, it's kind of I don't know, orangish, neon orange. We're going with neon green because this looks really cool. So I think whenever possible, we're going to do the green because I like it better. Just like it better. We do have to put some stickers on this, so we'll look at some stickers on here. But yeah, we'll decide if I want to put stickers on this in a moment. I also can't really read what it says, so I'm just kind of going off my understanding here. Okay, so you pick a custom draft, and then you get options, and you have to spend money to buy people, and then you fill it with your custom characters. Then you fill your opponent without the custom characters, because if you do against a CPU or the computer, they might pick people that you wanted to pick, and then you don't get to pick those people, which happened to me once when I was trying to figure this out. So then you set up your matches, and you're like, oh great, you just do an unlimited amount of matches, right? No, you can only do 3 per week of television, and then you also have to do 2 promo things. So you do those things. Then you just hit spectate. And spectate means it's computer versus computer. And that's how you do it. It's a long, dragged out process that I think is not worth it. All right, so let's get... let's put some. We got to put stickers 5 and 6 on here. We are going to put eye stickers on this, even though it's got the green, because it does look cool. Because the eye stickers are black and yellow, and I think that will look neat. So we will still do it. It seems like VGCW did a number on the video game franchise, since it feels like the CPU wrestling in those games got much worse. Yeah, I don't know if it was a response to video game championship wrestling, but it does kind of feel like a response to it. That I understand but don't enjoy that they just kind of fucked it all up. It's a real nightmare to do, which is why also the reason I'm not doing it live, because this way I was able to like book stuff and like get the matches I wanted. There were still glitches. Like I said, we had the Hell in a Cell glitch, which we will not see because I did not end up saving that recording. There's another glitch that is just there are a lot of match types you can do, which is awesome. It's great that they include like a table match, the tables, ladders, and chairs matches, Hell in a Cell, Extreme Rules. So they had different stipulations, which is great. It's nice to have that. Like a tag team Extreme Rules match, it gets over the fact that tag team wrestling is tough in video games because sometimes they don't tag each other. So the solution to that is have it be Extreme Rules so there's no tagging. So, spoiler alert, there's a tag match that does that. Because that was the easy solution. Also, I could have done a different sticker on here if I wanted to. I could have done just silver stickers here, but I didn't want to do these silver stickers. These silver stickers are cool, but I like how this turned out. I like these yellow eyes over the one can maybe zoom in here a little towards there. I like these yellow eyes and the green over there. I think that's cool because we also are going to have the white skull over that green anyway, and I think that's neat. So I had to do a bunch of adjusting to get the matches I wanted. It is a card of, I can't remember. Let me look up how many matches we got. Oh, the other thing is, so you can set a lot of settings for your CPU characters because, you're going to be fighting against people if you're, in solo play. And I used a setting that makes them good wrestlers, which actually is weird because it meant that the longest match I have is like 9 minutes long. They're so good at they don't like they occasionally wander around like assholes, but they mostly do what they need to do to have a good match. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches on the card, but they're all, like I said, pretty short. Let's widen this out a little bit here. They're all pretty short, but good, but short. And only one of the matches features an actual wrestler that is not a creative character because I ran out. One of the creative characters I wanted to include in the draft didn't end up in the draft. I chose her, but she didn't end up in the draft. And you can't do a trios match. And so I had one woman that I really wanted to have a match. So I drafted, you can like purchase or, you can get people that are not in the draft put in. So I did pick a wrestler who at the time of the game's release was in WWE, but has since was since released and then recently was a champion in a different promotion. So I thought that was kind of fun to just be like, well, if I've got to have somebody, I'll definitely pick someone that's not currently in the WWE because I thought that would at least be an entertaining choice. So that's tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. I will be doing, my best announcing as the matches go. There is no in-game announcement. I turned the volume down on in-game announcement because I did not want to fucking hear it. There is a ring announcement as the characters get introduced. So we do have that, which is good. You want that. The creative characters are from the world of anime and video games, and I think you'll like I think you'll love anime, video games, and a mascot. There is one mascot that was just so good, I had to include it, even though it has nothing to do with anything I do. The only no, I'm sorry. There's only one Gundam character in there, but it's a good one. It's a fun choice for a Gundam character. So I was happy about that. So we got that. All right, we need F28 and A25. Get that. This is a big old head. It's a master grade, so it's got a big old head that we got built here. It would be fun option to tweak presentation to be like Japanese wrestling, though I know WWE won't allow that. Yeah, Gundam, not actual size. Yeah, there was like one mobile suit, like a person trying to be made up like a mobile suit. It didn't. Well, one of the things I did want to download was would involve me having to pay money for DLC characters because the creator wrestler can use costume elements from the DLC. And I refuse to spend any more money on this game. I think $20 was more than enough for it. So I'm not going to spend any fucking more money on this. So I didn't. We'll see. Down the line, maybe I'll keep an eye out for, I don't know, Steam bucks or something. I don't know. It was a fun process to figure it all out. And like I said, the matches I think are really good. There are still occasional times where people make poor choices. Weapons. The AI is still bad with the idea of weapons, and I have a bunch of matches that feature weapons. I've got tables, I got a TLC match, I got Extreme Rules matches. So there are weapons involved, and they're not always great about using those weapons, which is, to me, funny. But all of them are like, they happen. So that's tomorrow night. I think that's going to be a good stream. I hope you enjoy it. It does mean that I pushed back. I was a teenage exocolonist, which I originally was going to play on Tuesday because spoilers for I was a teenage exocolonist. That's a loop game. So we're going to start the second loop and do things right. But that's going to be next Tuesday. So again, I spoiled I was a teenage exocolonist for you. My hope is, and you're like, Pat, why would you even reloop? You didn't really love that game, and you made a choice to be friends with a character that decided they didn't like you, and then also about an hour into that game, it got real fucking sad when a thing happened. Well, we're going to try to fix that sad thing with hindsight and knowledge of our previous loop, which our character apparently doesn't quite understand what's going on, but has a feeling that things are getting weird. And we're going to undo the bad. Can we fix all the problems? No. But we're going to try to fix that problem. And I've been waiting to do that on a stream. Because that damn game got sad about an hour in, and I was like, what the fuck? How can I prevent this? Well, apparently, you can't just normally. You gotta fucking do some other shit to make it happen. So we're gonna do that other shit. That's a week from tomorrow. So again, tomorrow, wrestling. Thursday, hopefully me doing a fun little Lego set from my hotel room. Cannot confirm that is what's going to happen. Why is this not fitting in? This is supposed to go like this, and then this goes on top of the two to kind of lock it in place. I don't know. Hey, I want to thank everybody for either not watching Monday Night Football and or watching it on another monitor and still being here in chat. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I know there's a lot of sports out there and there's just a lot of other stuff going on. It's a Monday. There's just things happening. Okay, so that did not work. I don't know why, but this is supposed to slide around. It's not. So let's see if we can figure this out. It's a holiday season. It is indeed, Lord Crashington. It is the last build stream of the month. Of course, we will have again. I don't need to keep saying it. We will have another thing tomorrow, but another stream tomorrow. But it is the last build stream. Okay, maybe this is up high. Maybe this is supposed to be up high like this, and then. Oh wait a minute. Wait a minute. It goes like that. See, there's language in here that I can't understand because I don't speak the language. This does make me feel... Okay, so this is going to go like that, but maybe you should go the other way. Let me pop this polycap out. I think I'm doing it wrong. Unless it's like that. Oh, is it like that? Oh, maybe I've got this on upside down. Friends, maybe I'm doing this upside down. Couldn't be me. I hear you, Lashbrook. I'm not a footballsman myself. I'm also not a footballsman. I'm not a footy fan. Did y'all know? Spoiler alert for a thing I'm gonna do later. Did you know that the term soccer is a fucking British term? We get all this goddamn shit for calling it soccer, and we're not wrong to call it soccer, apparently. But like, we get all kinds of shit as Americans for calling it soccer. Now, should we call it soccer? No. We had a predominant football, and then we called the other thing soccer. Because we had a thing that we liked, and so we didn't want to call it that, so we called it another thing. But also, they call it fucking soccer because it's association football, so it won't be confused with rugby football. So they did the same goddamn thing. But eventually, that went out of favor, and they were like, let's just all call it soccer, and everyone was just like, fuck yeah, it's soccer now. Forget that we called it, it's football. Forget that we called it soccer, and pretend like America just made that shit up to be weird. Check out those weirdos calling it soccer. Who are they? What are they thinking? What's up with these guys? What's up with these jokers? Why is this not working, friends? You put that there. That polycap that's going to go like that. This has got to go like this. Okay, so that's got to go like this. And then that goes like this. I don't know. This is weird here. We learned it from you, Dad Britton. Hey, Knitted Sweater is ready with a party of 5. What's up, buddy? Hello. Welcome, Raiders. I'm Pat Baer. If this is your first time here on the stream, I'm a model kit builder and Lego sets. We do video games once a week, but everything else is model kits and good times. Also good times. There are good times here. God damn it. I'm having an issue with this kit. It's from the year 2010. It is a gorgeous looking kit, but there are not instructions in my native language. And so I am making, and there are a lot of like notes about how to do things that don't help me. So I have to use previous knowledge of model kit building and intuition and occasionally fucking up. Welcome. I hope you're all doing well. We are currently talking about how soccer, the term soccer, comes from association football in Britain, and how it was apparently, this is all like, apparently, it was originally coined by private school kids trying to differentiate association football from rugby. And so they started calling it like the association, and then throw an ER in the end, because that was the popular in the slang of the late 1800s, was to throw in an ER, and you get soccer. And then it went to America, and we were like, sure, soccer. And then apparently collectively, Britain was like, football. We call it football over here. What do you call it? And we're like, we call it soccer because we already have a football. There are many countries that call it soccer. There are more countries that call it football. There are some countries that call it, in their language, the directly either soccer or football, like soka in Japan. And then there are some countries that just call it a literal translation to them that means kickball. There are several countries in the world that just call their version of football/soccer kickball or ball kicking, which rules. Because I legitimately think the best name for it is kickball. Okay, so there's another piece that goes around this. So I think the fact that I can't get this to like line up properly is going to be fine because there are other pieces that are going to lock in around this. So I'm feeling okay about the fact that this does not fit perfectly well. We'll find out if putting the other parts on there fucks it up or not. But I think I can get this. It's a shame since kickball is awesome. Well, there you go. Yeah. There's also, let's see. Yeah. In New Zealand, they have switched from calling it soccer to call it football. In Australia, they're trying to call it football, especially when talking about international things. So they like the Association of Soccer switched to the Association of Football. But there has been some people, especially schools and such, are like, nah, this shit's soccer. What are you talking about here? But at the very least, I guess internationally, they will still refer to it as football. Okay, so this will fit together, no problem. And this will fit together, no problem. The problem seems to be getting both of those things to be true. And I don't know why. So this needs to fit in here like that, which it does. It does fit in. It looks fine. And then this needs to slide down in and hit these lock points. And then it did. It just did. As soon as I got really frustrated with it and started explaining why it wasn't working, it just worked. So, cool. Moving on. Model kits are a fun process that don't frustrate the fuck out of me most of the time, but occasionally it does indeed frustrate the fuck out of me. All right, so I got to put a sticker on a piece that's got to go in there, and then it'll attach to that, and there's another part there. All right, we're figuring this all out. We're getting this. Rage always helps. Laura Crashes, legitimately, when you're doing model kits, rage is like, not that, I'll get serious for a moment. I do like to joke around. But, yeah, you got to be careful because it's plastics. And liquid cement is there to help you in emergencies. But, like, you shouldn't rely on liquid cement to fix your goddamn terrible mistakes that you have made for yourself. I actually want to check something. I made an order on Friday. Or maybe on Wednesday? I can't remember. I made an order from USA Gundam Store few days ago, and I want to see if it's actually shipped or they just say it shipped. I bet it actually hasn't shipped. I bet they just said it has, and it hasn't. Let's see. Yeah, it is currently, my order has been confirmed. I have a tracking number, but it has not been picked up yet. Oh, no, it has. I'm sorry. I was wrong. It has left Daytona Beach, Florida, and is now currently in another place in Florida. So I imagine those model kits will arrive while I am away, which is fine. Those model kits are a Digimon Tamer's figurize of Dukemon. Very cool looking kit. And the Combat Mecha Zabungle. It's a Zabungle from the anime Zabungle. I get to build another Zabungle kit. I get to keep saying Zabungle. And I get to say it twice because it's Zabungle from Zabungle. Will I ever watch an episode of Zabungle? Probably not. Will I say Zabungle a whole fucking lot? You know I will. Also, that kit is a glue kit, so I will use the liquid cement for that, because of course it is. And it, again, is one of the oldest kits I've ever worked on, because I built another kit from Zabungle before, which was a lovely bit of nonsense. All right, so I need D6 here. And again, we're going to use green wherever possible. Forget that yellow that we've got. We're going to use green. And there's also a sticker on here, and I have to decide if I want to use this sticker or not, because maybe I just want it to be green, because it's a lovely looking green. It's the back head camera. So let's see. What does sticker 9 look like? Sticker 9 looks like yellow. It's another yellow. I don't know if I want to use a green I'm going to wait and I'm going to put this together and see if I want to. I mean, it's the back of the head. No one's going to see that shit, but like I'll see it, so maybe I don't. Mr. Bob says, my local hobby shop doesn't want to carry Gunpla because they are non-glue kits. So your local hobby shop is a glue purist, so they don't like snap kits? Yeah, I've encountered that before. It's been a while because let's be real. I can say this as somebody who is middle-aged. This was when I was in my teens, and the people that didn't want to have non-glue kits were very old white men who might have been in their 40s, but they were what I hope to say as a dying breed of old men that were very stuck in their ways. I mean, that hobby shop in my teens that didn't want to carry a glue, non-glue kits, snap kits. They would host card nights, like, battles and tournaments and stuff. But they only they were like only one Japanese card game per night. Like they had a rule, like you could have as many Magic the Gathering tournaments as you wanted. But you could only have Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. You couldn't have both, even if they were both very popular, and you were still renting the tables to have the tournament or buying cards from them. And it was just one of those things where you're like, I don't know if you can justify this as anything but fucking racism. Like, what are we talking about here? That shop was a fucking bummer. There quickly was another shop that was better in every single way, including the people there that eventually I went to. Okay, they're primary and RC shop. I can kind of understand that, Mr. Bob, if they don't think they're going to have if the clientele does not want the items that, like, those kind of items, I can maybe understand, but they are certainly leaving money on the fucking table by, like, not being cool. Lord Cratchit says, had a weird situation with a Lego Orchid kit I ordered from Black Friday. Arrived today as scheduled, but I got an email yesterday that it was delayed. The box had some tracking code sticker on it with a big error printed on it. That is really weird, Lord Cratchit. I've had that, like, your item, like, I bought new sneakers, and they were supposed to be delivered on Monday, and then I got a notice saying, hey, they're going to be delivered on Sunday. And then they arrived on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I got an email saying, something has gone wrong with your order. It won't arrive today. It'll arrive on Monday. And I'm like, I already got those shoes. So, like, shit gets weird. Good night, Harold. I'll see you later. Thanks for coming in. As always, my friend. Yeah, that shit can get weird. So I'm not going to put the sticker on the back of this because I think it looks fine just as green. And also, no one will see it, and so it's cool. I do have, fortunately, this eye sticker popped out before I could put the thing there, so we'll get that back down. I'm guessing somebody just said, fuck it, and put it on the truck anyway. Yeah, that's possible. Look, I did customer service on Friday. I did only 3 hours, but it involved chat and was a nightmare-ish. It wasn't that bad, but it still wasn't good. And the thing I will tell you anytime that the conversation comes up and the discussion is about model kit stuff, not model kit, shipping things, I will just say it's always a nightmare, and it's not getting better. It's just getting worse. Uh, as inventory has issues, as orders, creations in China come late and more expensive, and boats fucking miss their dock windows and all kinds of other stuff. Supply chain stuff is still bad. And then you have on top of that the fact that there's a lot of problems with the post office, which feeds into problems with FedEx and UPS. It's just like it's a ton of small nightmares that just repeat on over and over again. Uh, and that's nobody's job to understand as a consumer. You do not have to understand that, but it would be great if people could be fucking cool about that shit, because it's not instantly gonna get better. If the barcode is messed up, but the actual address is good, they probably still try to send it. Yeah, I would say that, Mr. Bob. Yeah, I would definitely say that's probably what happened. Patience is the better virtue in that case. Unfortunately, everyone's dealing with it. Yeah, exactly, Ghost Valve. Also, hi, Ghost Valve. Yeah, people are still dealing with that nonsense, and so like the best you can do is kind of like just hope that things will improve. Do your best. Try to be patient with people. As somebody that does customer service, I try my best to explain things and try. I try so hard not to talk down to people when I'm explaining what's going on, because I know that sucks ass and nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be talked down to. I do get frustrated with people who don't understand what business days mean and don't understand that, like, hey, I know you said this amount of days, but like it can't be delivered on Thanksgiving. I don't. Yes, your package did not arrive yesterday. Yeah, your package through USPS did not arrive on fucking Thanksgiving. You're right, it didn't. Why would you think it would? Well, the website said it would. Yeah, it's wrong. What are you talking about? Yeah, it wasn't going to arrive on Thanksgiving. I was just like, oh, that got me. I only had one person who said that, so I consider that a victory. But yeah, that was a lot of nonsense. She's just like, I'm like, how wrong can you be? The fun thing is the tracking on the site is stuck on delayed, so that's fun to have the issue break my way once. Yes, totally. So far as the year has not been bad. I used Amazon for way too much stuff at this time of year. It gets a little sketchy. Yeah, I hear you. It would be great if they gave last mile drivers some kind of sign. Their delivering service, though. Yeah, I mean, look, more indications to people about what's going on would be great for everyone, including drivers. Like, drivers would love to have more information, but also drivers should have shorter routes and less deliveries that they have to make and better pay. And they're not getting any of those things, so they're just freak the fuck out constantly and trying their goddamn best. I got a lot of respect for that, because it's hard. Yeah, my folks started. There's just a dude in a Corolla in my driveway. My parents always tip our mail carrier, and especially when I moved down here, because I just get so many more packages than they did. They get packages, don't get me wrong, but my mom still likes going to stores, and I don't want to, and I have to. I don't have to. I could just stop doing this. I won't, because I really like it. I do, for this, constantly buy model kits. Like, I get at least 2 model kits per month, if not more, every month. Like, at the bare minimum, very least, I am purchasing 2 kits. This month, I think I bought 4, because I just did the holiday sale. Maybe 5. I think I might have bought 5 this month. I definitely pre-ordered a kit. So at the very least, and then some months I have 2 that I bought and pre-orders. Like, I have, let's see, what do I have in my back? My pre-order log is I have a kit coming in December, a kit that's supposed to be fourth quarter from Mobile Suit Witch of Mercury, which I don't know when that's going to arrive. A kit coming in February and a kit coming in March. I don't have a lot of way out stuff because there hasn't been stuff that's interesting me, and also I've kind of been focusing on getting things now instead of getting things for future Pat. Although future Pat does need his stuff, so I will have to buy things for future Pat soon. I'm kind of waiting for some work stuff to clean up a little bit, and this so I can have a little more disposable income for this project. Hey, X-Cool is following. Thank you, X-Cool. Appreciate that. Lord Crash says, after going to Best Buy back in the day to get a couple CDs on Black Friday, and the line wrapped around the register between a bunch of aisles with various appliances and such, I stopped waiting, wanting to do that if I could help it. Yeah, like especially this time of year, both my parents' Christmas gifts came from Amazon. They arrived the same day. I do the best I can with that. You know, there's smaller items, and it's easier to do it that way. I don't want to go through all of the matches from WWE Survivor Series. The main event was very cool. Sami Zayn is my wrestler of 2000. Sami Zayn is tied with Eddie Kingston as my favorite wrestlers of 2022. Because Eddie Kingston has had a phenomenal year as a wrestler and as a fucking promo guy, and is always in my top. But Sami Zayn has had a brilliant, amazing, unbelievable year. He's just so fucking good. I'm scared of what will happen once he gets his payoff, because I don't know what they'll do with him. But the ride is gorgeous. His ride is so good right now. Ronda Rousey's a bad person and a bad professional wrestler. Finn Balor has won his first pay-per-view match since 2019. I'm sorry, AJ Styles. I was going to say, Finn Balor needs to win matches. AJ Styles keeps losing pay-per-view matches. He was also away with injury for a bit. But yeah, I was like bummed that AJ won until I realized he hasn't won since 2019. So, okay, fine. Win a pay-per-view match, my dude. And I don't have much to say about Austin Theory winning the United States Championship. They're hot-shotting that belt. I would have loved to have seen... I would have loved to have seen Seth Rollins go on a long run with that belt, but what are you going to do? Also, that match was sponsored by Beyblades, and indie promotions sponsor matches all the time. They're like, hey, the following match is a sponsor. They get their name out there. There's a little banner. They do the whole thing. It makes a lot of sense. It offsets the costs. It's a great idea. Generally, big pay-per-views, the whole night gets sponsored. That was not the case this time. Only this match was a sponsored match, and it was sponsored by Beyblades, and instead of his normal video package, Austin Theory came out to a Beyblades commercial that just played behind him, and it was weird as fuck, and I'm kind of assuming that's the only reason he's won is because he was the sponsored guy in that match, and that's just so weird. I did see the Fire Ronda Rousey hashtag trending on Twitter. Yes. Immediately, people were blaming Shotzi for a bunch of botches there, although it's very clear that, like, Shotzi's not, like, the best wrestler in the world and just couldn't carry Ronda in that match. That is my opinion on it. Beyond the fact that she's a garbage person, Ronda Rousey just sucks as a conspiracy nut and a transphobe. And a fucking Sandy Hook truther, just a garbage person. Also, speaking of being a garbage person that spouts out a bunch of conspiracy theory nonsense, apparently that match was booked and produced by returning to the WWE, the Brian Kendrick, who had been furloughed, laid off, and then it was announced that he was going to have a match on AEW, to which a bunch of people were like, hey, you know this dude's like a conspiracy theory garbage person, right? And then AEW was like, changing plans. Because like the negative attention was, the negative press was big and it was like trending. And a lot of people were like, I did not know that about Brian Kendrick. What the absolute fuck? And people were like, oh, well, you know, like people have things they say and whatever. It's like, yeah, but do people like make a whole DVD that they continue to sell where they like talk about all their nonsense beliefs and theories? Because he sure did. Anyway, the Beyblade thing was probably incredible. I think that was probably the best thing that happened. And the Bloodline won, and they probably should have. My prediction for the Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens was I believed that Kevin Owens was going to turn heel and join or be not necessarily aligned with the Bloodline, but aligned with Sammy, therefore aligned with the Bloodline. That did not happen. I was wrong, and I will freely admit to being wrong. Because I did not predict that Sammy and Kevin is going to be an ongoing concern as far as I'm concerned. Or as far as I believe. It'll be continued storyline stuff until something happens. I don't know what. I don't think that WrestleMania is Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. But I do love the idea that Sami Zayn could win the Royal Rumble. And then the storyline is, well, you got to give that up. And him maybe not wanting to. And then maybe he's forced to give it up. I love the idea of Sami Zayn in attempt to help somebody else ends up winning the Royal Rumble. Or he's doing it to protect Roman. And he's like, yeah, I could main event WrestleMania. I don't know. I still think that's a possibility. It's good. Sometimes wrestling is good. Even in the same time where it's very bad. There's still sometimes where wrestling is pretty okay. Eddie Kingston has a new D's Nuts shirt. It's a Christmas sweatshirt. Not a Christmas sweater. It's a Christmas sweatshirt about D's Nuts roasting on an open fire. So if you want a holiday sweatshirt that says D's Nuts on it, you can buy that on AEW shop. Pro wrestling tees. I think that is a fun idea for Eddie Kingston to have. I will not be purchasing it because I do not need a sweatshirt that says D's Nuts on it. Then the best boy turns on his adopted family. Yeah, I mean, eventually, the thing that I want is Roman turns on Sammy, and someone else in the bloodline is just, fuck no, I'm siding with Sammy. It's like, yeah, you're blood, but Sammy's got my back. That's what I want. I don't know. I think that they'll be on board with it. I think they'll just go along with what's going on until it all breaks down. I think Sammy would have to accidentally cost them the tag belts. That's actually what I thought would happen is I would love to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win the tag belts off the Usos because Kevin Owens has talked about one of the things he wants to do in WWE is go on a tag championship run with Sami Zayn. That's like on his short list of things he wants to do in that company. So I think that'd be neat. Lord Christian says, such a vulgar piece of clothing. Never would have expected that from a wrestler. Yeah, never for Eddie Kingston. You would imagine his shirts would be refined. What with a name like Kingston? How could he have such a vulgar shirt, as you so clearly denoted? All right. We'll continue. We'll continue. Look, we're not done with this model kit, obviously. We got a ways to go. We're working on the arms, but we can do them mostly at the same time, which is great for this kind of thing. So we're working on some arm components, and we'll continue working on that in a moment. But first, we got to take care of some business. We got to do a pause for the cause. If you are new to the stream and you don't know what's going on, I'm going to talk to you about a couple ways that you can support what I do here. All of the things I will be talking about here are optional. You don't have to do any of those things. But if you would like to, it would fucking kick ass and I would appreciate it. First things first, if you are currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote in the chat. Let the people know that you are a subscriber. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or through your Prime Gaming token. If you Amazon Prime link with your Twitch. We saw Aristofan subscribe tonight, which is rad. Thank you, Aristofan, for that support. Subscribing is an easy way to help me out, as I said. You could also gift a sub. Now, it's towards the end of the month, so, you know, you want to get on the gift sub leaderboard, you got to get going on it. Like Firestar Man and Lord Crash did, Aristofan, who all gifted subs this month, which rules. And Eric also gifted a sub, but he's not on the list because he gifted the same amount as Aristofan. Bits and coins. The other day, we had a bit war. I had 0 cheers from anyone. And then suddenly, Bobby Dice Roller and Harold and Unjan all got into it. And I ended up with a bunch of cheer, which is great. That's another way to support what I do here via Twitch. Now, there are other ways to do that if you want to use a service that is not Twitch, which I understand. I have a Patreon at the $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers, and I suggest joining that. If you're like, well, it's the end of the month, Pat. I don't want to join at the $1, and then on December 1st, I got to pay you another $1. You don't have to do that. It's rolling signups right now. So the majority of people who follow me on or support me on Patreon did it on the first of the month. You don't have to do that. You can do it now, and they won't charge you for another month. So you can jump in if you want, which is awesome. There's also my YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Obviously, subscribing to YouTube channels is free, and you should please subscribe to my YouTube. It would be great. But while you're there, if you wanted to, you could become a member. You could join over there. And for just $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. Because I put out a new video every Wednesday. You would get that tomorrow. I already talked about what it's about, and I didn't say, but if you heard me talking about a sports thing tonight, that's what the next Do You Remember is about. Because it's fresh in my mind. Because I recorded it tonight. So you get that early. That's like the least I can do is to send stuff like that early. Let's see. Other things that I can talk about with you. Direct donations. Because maybe you don't want to support me on a monthly basis. Maybe you just can't. You just really can't be like, I can't do $5 a month, Pat. I don't want to do $1 on Patreon a month with the taxes and all that. Nah. What about a direct donation once in a while to Coffee or PayPal or Stream Elements? A one time. Everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, through Twitch, through Patreon, all goes into a fund, and I take money out of it to buy model kits like this. This kit, which I pre-ordered because it was in coming back, like USA Gundam Store was like, hey, here's the thing that we're getting this month, or a certain month. We're going to get restock. And I was like, I want that, so I'm going to pre-order it. I was able to do that because of funds made available from generous supporters like yourselves. So thank you very much for that. Now, I have a backlog of kits. I have something that I'll pull, from my backlog to build after I'm done with this kit in the future, because it'll be a little while before I get there. But you can decide what that is by buying something even before. Like, if you just bought something off my Amazon wish list, it would become the next thing I build. It jumps the queue. That's the least I can do. Let's take a look at my Amazon wish list, because some stuff might still be on sale for Cyber Monday. You don't know. Oh, look. I've got Lego sets, including a Christmas penguin that I would love to build at Christmas time. A few kits that are on sale here. Yeah, there's some stuff that has dropped in price and totally, I think, like reasonably priced to get. Stuff with free shipping, stuff without. Lego sets, Pokemon stuff. Ooh, that jumped in price. So put that there. All kinds of different model kits, and also some equipment. There is stuff on here that is on sale due to the holiday here. Some pieces of gear that would be really helpful for me to have. Yeah, right now, the 15, the Mach 2 Elgato Stream Deck. I have the 6-button Stream Deck. This is the 15-button Stream Deck. That's on sale. Is that a lot of money still? $120? Fuck yeah, it is. Don't spend $120 on me. But, like, I don't know. If someone wanted to, they could. I have an alternative. Cybered a lot today. Hell yeah, Lord Crashton said. Yeah, people were talking about Cyber Sunday as well. Apparently, you got to cyber 2 days in a row. It's like, wow, all right. Um, I have an alternative to my Amazon wish list, which is Throne. Somebody suggested that I put a $200 lighting rig on Throne, and I did, and they didn't buy it, and that's fine. They don't have to buy it. I'll probably take that off. The Throne list is definitely smaller, because there aren't a lot of like model kits that are available on there. But yeah, somebody suggested it, so I put it on there. And there's like gift cards, which is like, yeah, buy a gift card for Bing. Like that's fun. But yeah, there's a couple pieces of gear like I would love to have an emergency backup snippers in case these go. So I put that on there. I've got like a model kit from Good Smile pre-order. I've never built a Moderoid model kit before, so I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll put that on there. That's a cool looking kit. And then the final thing, we'll get back to building very soon. The final way to support me financially is USA Gundam Store. Buy a gift card there, and then through DMs, because my DMs are open, or through a whisper here on Twitch, you could send me a gift card code, and I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. If you want to support me for free, join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff that they're working on. My Discord is full of lovely people. It is a chill experience. So take a look at that. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I will have a new episode up a week from this Monday. The current Pat Bear's Anime Club episode is about V-Scrolls. That's right. I did a video on V-Scrolls, which are vertical style scrolling manga, because that is the South Korean style of webtoon, the manhwa style. Japan's getting on the action as well. Perfect for digital reading, and all of that. And then Do You Remembaer is an ongoing video series where every week I do some hasty research and then try to remember everything I can from that research and shoot a video about it. And this one, we got a new one coming out soon, but this one was still on Brogan Rafferty. And I will now say, because it's the last time promoting this video, if you did not watch this video about Brogan Rafferty, the hockey player, I gotta be clear, this is not the Wikipedia page for Brogan Rafferty, the Craigslist killer. It is not about spree murderer, Craigslist killer, who is also named Brogan Rafferty. This was about the hockey player that happens to have that name. And I wanted to make it clear every time that I was talking about that Brogan Rafferty, not the other Brogan Rafferty. I don't even know if that guy has a Wikipedia page. I'm sure he does. But I was talking about the hockey player. All right, we're going to talk about some manga and then talk about some anime. So before we do that, though, before we get deep into the manga and then deep into the anime, I have to drink some water because that is important. So I'm going to do that. And of course, I will dramatically transition back to the overhead, and we'll continue working in the arms of this kit dramatically right now. Drama. All right, let's talk about a manga here, and then we'll chat about some anime. Let's talk about formerly The Fallen Daughter of the Duke. I believe this manga got canceled. It was on sale on Bookwalker, and I bought, I believe, 3 volumes of it because they were reasonably priced and on sale, and I had like coins and stuff, like buyback coins. So I picked it up because I liked the preview that I read of it. So yeah, I do think that this is done, which is a bit of a shame because it was interesting. Formerly The Fallen Daughter of the Duke. Now, there might be like chapters of it that they didn't collect, so I might have to try to find single issues later. So this is the story of a girl who is the things go bad for her. She's got a promising future, right? At a young age, she is scheduled to be engaged to the crown prince. So she's got a lot looking there because she's from a noble family. So she's been training to be the crown prince's fiance for years and do all that stuff. So she knows what's going on there. and she's part of a powerful, important family with a lot of strong magic and all that. Her mother dies when she's young, and so she's like, okay, still living, still doing the best she can. Then, come to find out, she's got a half sister. It's like, oh, that's weird, but okay. Well, she loves her, even though she does know that a lot of times she's like, my sister's kind of conniving and kind of like, like weaseling through some things, and then she finds out, actually, you don't have a lot of magic power. You went to the place where your mother was born, because that's what you do in this kingdom. The spirits will commune with you, and she should be really strong, but she's not. The spirits are like, not really feeling it, which is surprising. But then it turns out her younger sister is very talented with magic, and is way more talented than she is. And a bunch of people are just like, hey, you know what we should do? The younger sister should fucking, like, Charlotte should be the crown prince's fiance, right? Especially when rumor goes around school is that our girl Claire is a bully and is mistreating her sister. Which no one has any proof of, but everybody believes her. Nobody believes Claire. Because, she's the fallen sister. She should be strong. And then the night before a big ball, the crown prince is just like, hey, I'm actually going to go with your sister. I'll meet you there. And so our girl is like, oh, well, that's it then, right? I mean, you're telling me to come here. You're coming with my sister. You're breaking the engagement, huh? Okay. Well, I'm not going to, like, wait around for you to do that, so I'm out. I've got this idea. I'm going to go to the north. There, stuff's quiet up there. I have some magic ability. I don't have a lot, but I have some magic ability, so I'll, like, go to the north. I'm going to join a convent. By the time people figure out where I went, it'll be fine. Everything, it's going to be rough, but it'll all work out. So that's her big plan. Going to join a convent. Going to get out of Dodge. But as she's traveling, she has a flash. She has a moment where she's not in her own body and not in her own time or her own place. She's some other girl. She's a girl who's talking about the video game that she's in, because you figured it out, friends. The villainess is indeed a character in a dating game. And apparently, everything that's happening right now is on the track to the bad ending, the toughest ending, where you get all of the people. The main character is Charlotte. And this is the ending where, like, she, like, uses the brothers, and apparently Charlotte does have a lot of cool magic powers, including brainwashing. But in the video game, that's fine, because you're doing what you need to do for love and to get a good ending. And in this, Claire, what I think I like about this is Claire does not immediately regain all her memories, and it's just like a standard isekai. She knows she's in a video game, sort of, and is piecing together that things don't work out. Like, she comes to understand that in the video game, she goes to the north and dies. Because guess what? It's quiet up there because there's a lot of fucking monster activity happening. So if she went to that monastery, she would die. So good thing she's not going there. But partially because she is aware of things from remembering the game, like, hey, actually, my mother wasn't from my country, so if I go to where she was born and commune with the spirits, I'll unlock a lot of cool magic ability. So she has, like, those kind of flashes, but mostly it's just that this isn't a video game, this is reality, and she's a good person. And so she's, like, trying to figure out her way. She ends up meeting a bunch of, like, love targets, like side character love targets that turn out to be great supporters of her. She gets a job working as a governess for a young lady who just thinks everybody is just like, you know who fucking rules? Claire. Claire, like, works hard, and, like, she's certainly got circumstances, but we're, like, on board with her, and, like, we all ship her with the prince, because the guy that she met, that she was traveling with, turns out to be a prince. And then turns out, like, a bad storm was coming of, like, evil magic, and Claire saved the day. And so people were like, this girl fucking kicks ass. Holy shit. And meanwhile, things aren't going good with Charlotte because she's kind of like losing control of some people. And then, like, rumors keep persisting that her sister is alive and doing well. And it's a good manga. It is a story that I was enjoying quite a bit. Again, I do believe that after 3 volumes that it is, like, done. I have to do some investigation on it. Because there's not a lot of information out there about the particular thing, but the end of the 3rd volume did make it seem like, oh, there's not more of this. It did seem like that, so I do have to investigate because I want to know if that's it, but I do think it's probably it. So that is formerly the Fallen Daughter of the Duke. It's one of those Otome game isekais. But it's a little different because it's just, as I said, Claire is Claire, just with sometimes information from the future that comes in visions, and not much else. Not like a complete and total, like, awareness of what's going on. So, I don't know. I think that's pretty neat. And I liked it. All right, let's talk about some anime. It's time to get into some anime talk, everybody. Some people's favorite part of the stream, other people's humoring Pat part of the stream, which I appreciate. We've got 3 shows to talk about here. Originally, because I did not get a chance to talk about it on Saturday, I was going to talk about I'm the Villainous, so I'm taming the final boss. I have made the decision to... Oh, thank you, John. I also like anime. I have made the decision to stop watching that show. I might catch up on it later, but it is moving too fast and I cannot tell you if it is... I still do not know. Is this a bad adaptation of the manga? Or like a rushed adaptation of the manga? Or is the manga also this rushed? I do not know the answer to that, but I can tell you I am not enjoying my time with that anime. I did not feel like catching up on it. So I won't. But we will talk about Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, Beast Tamer, and management of a novice alchemist. Because a bunch of things happened on all of those. Oh boy, Mobile Suit Gundam. This is probably the first episode where I was like, oh, am I going to fast forward through some of this? And not that it was bad, just that it was awkward in a way that, like, my fight or flight kicked in, which has not happened in an anime in quite some time. Look, a bunch of things happened in here, but the important thing to talk about is that the company that these students are starting, trying to talk about the benefits of Gundam, the Gund ARM program, or the Gund, company. They make a promotional video that clearly has, like, effects done on a phone, and they do this thing where they try to make Ariel the same size as Suletta, so they have her stand in the foreground and in the background, and kind of do, like, poses to match. And it's so awkward. It's such an awkward scene because she's trying so hard. Like, again, Suletta, who has issues with communicating with people and getting over a lot of that, has to, like, speak words that were written for her as a promotional video about how actually Gundams are cool as hell, y'all. Like, I don't know who told you otherwise, but, like, this shit rules. And it's so awkward and grates and just full of like really stilted dialogue. It is. I hope the person who gets to do the dub has as much fun as the Japanese language person had with those lines. Like, I hope they really get to have a good time doing that, because it's very, in my opinion, very fucking funny. How it was done. Sorry. Why is this being weird? Oh, there we go. Great. I got to do 2 of these, but I just did 1. The rest of this episode is, basically, a company is getting started with the rest of Earth House. Basically, they're going to be a company and make it the base of operations. But like, basically, they're just like, hey, like, I don't know if I want to be at a company like that sells weapons. We're like, no, we're going to do like medical research, and like, we're working on Gundam as like a safety thing, not a weapons thing. Like, you just have to have the right, philosophy of this, and like, it'll be cool. You just have to like, understand like where we're coming from on it. Is this right? Yes, this seems to be right. Okay, I gotta do this again, just the other way, but I'm gonna look a little ahead here, folks, to make sure that this looks right. This arm is complicated and makes me think, yeah, I did not do this properly, because when I look at it later, no, I did not do this properly, friends. So now I get to pop this piece off here, hopefully secured fine and not break anything, because I was like, this doesn't look right or feel right, the way these don't really move as well as they should, so I bet I put this on wrong, and it turns out I did put it on wrong. But we don't want to break any of the parts of this arm here, so I have to really carefully do this. Anyway, also, Shattuck keeps wanting the threat. He's like, hey, let me just buy your company. Because my company could really, the Gundam series, let me just buy it. And he's like, no, it's like, no. But basically, they're like, we're going to work on medical stuff, which was the original purpose. And, but here's the problem. Shattuck is like, well, if you're not going to sell to me, I'm going to make it so you can't start this. Because he's just like, nah, I'm going to make the school board change their regulations so you don't get to have a company. And then I could just seize the area. Which, obviously more drama. I would love some Gundam fights, but I'm being patient about it, because the drama is there, and I think the drama is good. I do like my Gundam fights, and this anime has some beautiful Gundam fights with some fucking kick-ass music. So hopefully we're going to get more of that soon. Sorry, but I'm trying to be very careful as I pop this apart, because I don't want to break any of these and then have to like use the liquid cement on a parts where there are lots of moving parts. There we go. So I got that off. I got that off because I put these on wrong. It's supposed to be like this. Pretty sure. Yeah. So this goes like that. I think. Yes. All right. So that goes like that. And then this goes like that. But anyway, great episode. Like I said, very awkward moments, which I can appreciate. We've all been there. Sometimes you just got to make a video, and being a person that does presentations is not your strong suit. I get it. All right, I gotta pop out this here. Let's see if we can get in there. Beast Tamer. This was an episode where there was a fight, a finish of a fight, and then some shenanigans, and then we are setting up for our next story element, our next episode. As someone who's read the manga, I knew this was coming, and so it was totally fine that there's a little things in this episode that got skipped over from the manga, and I think those are all fine cuts. So Rain and company They got hired by Gantz, who is an armor and weaponsmith. Basically, he's like, something's up with the mine that I get mithril from. Like, all the mithril has disappeared, and the mine shouldn't be empty, but it is, and I don't know what's going on. Can you investigate? They're like, sure, we'll investigate what's going on there. Turns out people are using magic to transport away the mithril and then scare people off with a monster. Because there's definitely a beast tamer there. So our group is like, we're going to investigate and we're going to take these guys out. They instantly deal with all of the people very easily. It is not a fucking problem. Except for the beast tamer. Because the beast tamer caught a monster when it was young and raised a monster behemoth. And you should not be able to tame a monster like that. So that's bad news. And because they're inside a fucking mine, Rain has a lot of trouble with it. So you're like, oh fuck, Rain's actually, Rain could defeat this thing, but like inside, that's rough. With the help of Kanade, they successfully kind of cornered the behemoth, and then our good boy Rain, who is the best beast tamer in the world, he's like, well, I guess I'm going to try this, which I've never tried before, and we'll see if it works, which does. He breaks the contract. Now, partly because that was a behemoth, which you should not be able to tame. He breaks the contract that the other guy had and takes it over. But it's just temporary, because then the monster goes wild, because it was just a temporary thing. And Rain has to take it out. And they capture everybody, all these thieves, and they find out what happened. So Gantz had been making weapons for adventurers, and people just wanted the shiniest, coolest looking weapons. They didn't want like good weapons. They couldn't tell a good weapon if it stabbed them. So he was starting to sell good looking weapons that weren't great weapons. And apparently, even though they worked fine, people were, embarrassed when other adventurers were like, oh yeah, no, that's not, yeah, that looks cool, but it's not great. You got overcharged because you didn't know. So this was their revenge on him, to like put him out of business and make him sad. But they were still thieves, and and also one of them had a monster as a pet, which you should not have. So they all went to prison camp. They're going to work it all off. And they were kicked out of being adventurers. Gantz promises that he's going to work on... he'll always work on good weapons and always treat customers like, even if they're hot shots, like he's going to turn over a new leaf on there because he's learned a valuable lesson. He's also going to make some cool gear. We don't know exactly what he's going to be making, but he's going to make some cool shit for our boy Rain. We cut to the shitty bad person hero who is just dismissing people right and left from working with them because he's got to find somebody, a support person, better than Rain, who defeated him in a duel. But he's not going to find somebody better than Rain, and he's still, he was given a gift of a ring that could give him a lot of power and let him defeat Rain, or get revenge on Rain, which he should not be worried about, because he should be worried about defeating the Demon Lord and not using a dark magic ring that a stranger gave him. But he's gonna do that shit. So we're coming to the end of the series, so things will get a little heated there. Also, the episode ends with some weird nobleman being like, "Hey, I've decided, you two are coming with me," because he saw our girls Sora and Luna. He just saw Sora and Luna, and he was like, "Yep, I want you two." Which, after a very nice day where they had hot dogs for the first time and were hanging out, and it was like a lovely day, and everything was neat, and they like cheered Rain up, and it was like cool. Nope, time to be a jerk. So we'll see. Hopefully everything will work out. I mean, it will. I know it will. And then, management of a novice alchemist. Last episode, they took care of a shitty alchemist who had a bunch of people named Gree. And now a bunch of alchemists owe money to Sarasa. So Sarasa makes a shared sound box to communicate with them, and I believe that will come in handy later down the road. Right now, not really that handy. But because autumn is approaching, the cooling hats, one of her easy ways to make money in the village, those are not going to be as popular because they won't be needed. So we got to get a new thing. And also Iris and Kate, who one of them got hurt, and so they owe, or the beginning of the series, so they owe her a lot of money. They're Osarsa. And so they need to make some money. So it's like, okay, well, here's the thing that you could buy for me. Here's the thing that you could purchase that I could really use. Oops, I put this on wrong. Shit. I need this like expensive, hard to find honey from a certain type of bee. And then also while they're doing that, Sarasa's like, all right, I got my next get rich quick item, a really comfortable tent that doesn't weigh a lot. It's a floating tent. I can make that. I bet the hunters and gatherers really like that. Well, there is a problem because the hunter and gatherers sell honey, but like Kate and Iris tasted the honey because it's honey, sweet things, sweet tooth. The ladies have a sweet tooth. Problem is, everybody, real fucked up. You can't eat that kind of raw honey because it will give you bathroom troubles, and they all have bathroom troubles, and they all feel very unhappy. And then an antidote needs to get made. But the antidote for that is incredibly expensive, and they already owe so much money that SARS is like, well, I'll make a version of it that is cheaper, but also fucking tastes horrible. She didn't say fucking, but I did. And they do that, and it's a whole thing, but they're gonna get their shit fixed. And then Andre buys Sarasa's first tent. So she's like, okay, I think that the hunter-gatherers are going to be interested in this tent. So great, because it is very lightweight and comfortable. And also, she also invents, partially because of the bee honey trouble, there's also a floating, just that it's lightweight. Not that it actually floats, just that it's very lightweight. A pop-up outhouse. So that is her other invention. I think both of them are going to be good. And then at the end of the episode, some dramatic music plays, and Iris's father and Kate's mother show up, and both girls are like very surprised to see them and confused about what's happening. And so we are on a cliffhanger now, where it's like, what the fuck does this mean? What's going on? I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I put that on wrong, but it was easy to see that I put it on wrong. Just slowly putting these components together, everybody. And that was the episode of Management of Novice Alchemist. Next Monday will be a doozy. Everything will be screwed up as far as me talking about anime the next several streams, because I will watch stuff, but I don't know if I'm going to talk about what I watched on Thursday. I think I will. I think I will talk about the anime that I watch on Tuesdays and Wednesday, because it's all out. None of the shows I talk about on Thursday actually come out on Thursday, so I will be able to talk about those shows on Thursday. But Saturday I won't be streaming, and then Monday, I won't watch Novice Alchemist on Monday, most likely, because I will be traveling. I don't expect I will. Maybe I will. I'll be back in the afternoon. So Monday I might talk about Saturday anime and Monday anime, because this is not going to be the most, one thing I can say about PAX Unplugged is my schedule is pretty light. I have some meetings. Right now, I have a meeting on Sunday, and I don't have any panels listed that I'm interested in going to. I'm going to play some games and hang out and maybe get some stuff going on. But I don't really have plans set up. So I might just watch some anime in my hotel room and relax. Uh, I don't know. One thing I do need to do, which I forgot, and I'm adding to my list of things to do. So you're all here as I formulate, realizing I didn't add this list, is download some videos. I don't have anything to watch on the plane right now. Either way, and my flight's not like long. Shit is not long. Let's see. Where is it? My flight. Yeah, it's like I leave it. The flight takes off at 3:40, lands at like 5:20. It's a short flight, right? So I don't need a lot of entertainment on the plane, but I do want something because I'm definitely, especially for a short flight, I'm not going to pay for like I'm not going to pay for like Wi-Fi or something. So I'm just going to have to download a few videos, rip a few YouTube videos, and have something. Probably a good way to get caught up. I'm probably going to end up getting caught up on like some Giant Bomb stuff that I've been like putting aside. Like I have a playlist of Giant Bomb stuff I haven't watched yet, so I should just rip a few of those. Giant Bomb quick looks are great for a flight because I can just kind of scrub through, and often it's games that I like kind of know about but I haven't really focused on. So it does work out pretty nice for me to be able to just jump in and be like, oh, okay, let me just watch this and check that out. One time I watched a Giant Bomb quick look of a Guilty Gear game, and the flight attendant walked by, and then a couple minutes later, like came back after finishing something and was just like, "Hey, were you playing Guilty Gear?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm watching a video of some footage of it." And he's like, "Is there a new one? Because I love that game." And we like talked a little bit, and I was like, "Yeah, it's whatever." I told him the title, and he was just like so psyched. It was almost just like, I don't know if he went out and bought the game, but he was so excited to like think about Guilty Gear, and it was one of those like Dreamcast Guilty Gear like good time memories. And I was just like, Giant Bomb, that's good. I was like, nice. I don't know, it just like made me happy. It was like a fun little weird flight memory. Last says, I ended up watching DIY, and I gotta say, it chills out on this bit, but that is the scariest protagonist to have around power tools. Yes, Lord Crashington. Our girl, Yua Serafu, is probably not someone you really want around power tools, even supervised. She does get the hang of it pretty quickly, but it is, the kind of girl that ends up needing Band-Aids and at the nurse's office every day. Probably don't need to put on power tools. Probably. I still have not watched an episode of Friday Night Forking. I don't know what it is. It is on my list of things to watch. Maybe I'll watch the first episode of Friday Night Forking on a plane. I don't know. I do kind of want to know what's up with it, but I just have not checked it out yet. So, it might be something I end up doing. I don't know. I haven't panel lined any of these segments yet because they're all dark gray, and so I will put a little black on it just because. But I'm just going to wait till I get it all together and just panel line whatever's visible, because I'm not with this kit. I don't fully know what is and isn't visible on it. So I am being like patient with it because we'll figure out as we go. It's like a one-man fever dream of a show. I have heard that. Originally, I thought Friday Night Forking was a Fortnite stream, and I was like, that's kind of fun. That's a fun name for a Fortnite stream. And it's like, no, it's this guy being weird. And I was like, cool. Because I was like, oh, they call it Friday Night Forking, and it's not a Friday. That's a fun idea. But that was not the premise of it. But that does seem fun. Let's see. I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching? What are you playing? What are you checking out right now? We only have a few of you left here in the chat. We lost some friends there throughout the night, which is fine. It happens. But I want to hear from you. What do you got going as far as like video games or media or whatever? Did you go into the movies and watch that Disney movie they sent out to die? Are you playing games? Did you buy a bunch of old games for cheap during Black Friday? Did you get any Cyber Monday deals. Let me know what's going on with y'all. I will say for me, um, I almost bought a thing today for no good reason and didn't, and I want to show you them. They're right here. I was very close to making a silly nonsense purchase and buying a controller hoodie. These are a real thing that exists. You could just buy them from Xbox's official store, the Xbox Gear Store. You could, if you wanted to, you could buy a zip-up hoodie for your controller. No, it's not for cats or dogs, Lord Crash. It's for your Xbox controller. Now, I don't have the new XS, but I do have the Xbox One controller. So I could it would definitely fit in there, and even with the cable, because it's a wired for PC, even with the cable, it would fit. So if I wanted to, I could do that. I mean, I don't want to buy that, but I did contemplate it because it is a nonsense purchase that I could get behind. I think it is a silly idea, and I love that it exists. People were like, why? And it was like, because it's a bad idea. It's silly. That's why. It's a goofy idea. That's why I'm on board with it. I like some bad ideas, and I think that is a bad idea to make. I also enjoy that it is not an April Fool's gag. It is a holiday thing. Who knows how long it'll be for sale, but it's like, hey, it's getting cold out there, and your controller deserves to be warm too, which is a silly thing. As far as media goes, I've been talking about anime. That is primarily what I've been watching these days. I mean, I watch wrestling quite a bit. I'm not so Dynamite, like, I don't know what's necessarily going on there that I would be like super excited about. I guess I'm excited to hear from MJF and find out what's going on there. Hear from our new champ. Maybe get a promo with Ricky. And I think that would be good. Maybe, further some of the storylines that are going there. Kind of get into promoting a Final Battle, the Ring of Honor pay-per-view that is not this weekend, but the following weekend. I'm so glad it's not this weekend because I got plans on Saturday. And also, it's a 4 p.m. show. They're doing a 4 p.m. Ring of Honor show. And I'm very glad that I am not, like... I'm going to be at PAX. I don't want to slip away to go watch a Saturday afternoon pay-per-view. So I'm very glad that I can. Most likely, I will be available that Saturday to watch that show, and it'll be good that night. I can talk about it on stream. I've not played much, says Aristophan. Been busy at work and out of town. I finished Andor, which had a great season. Yeah, I have not watched any of that. I've heard very good things. I don't have Disney Plus, and I am interested, but not enough to have a login for that. Maybe at some point I will check it out, but right now it is not high on my priorities list. Lord Crashing says, I got some 4K Blu-rays that were $10 each at Best Buy. That is a great price for Blu-rays, especially 4K Blu-rays. Watched the Nick Cage movie, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That was a lot of fun and absurd. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was also a fun time. I have seen Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I can report, everybody, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a good Sonic the Hedgehog movie. They made 2 good Sonic the Hedgehog movies. If you can believe it, Sonic the Hedgehog is good in movie form. In other forms, just difference of opinion among some people on that. I myself, not the biggest fan in some other forms, but in movie form, yeah, dude. Yeah. All right, so how does this line up? Lines up with the little like this. This might be one of those things where I take it apart later because I have done it wrong, but I think I'm doing this right. I think this is how this goes in. But yeah, you never know. Sometimes I'm just like, well, I thought I was doing this properly, but guess not. The shadow reveal at the end was almost too much, though I don't know who you'd reveal for the next movie. Big the Cat? My answer is always Big the Cat, even if it's wrong. Even if Big the Cat is in every movie. My answer is Big the Cat. That's my answer. You always reveal Big the Cat at the end because you're just like, hey, you know what would be cool in the next movie? Well, fucking Big the Cat would be cool. Unbearable Weight is a good time. Never seen it. Don't know about it. Don't know anything about the unbearable weight of massive talent. James Marsden would enjoy Big the Cat. Yes, company, indeed. Oh, yeah, no, Last Brook. We were talking about Sonic. I don't know anything about the unbearable weight, except that I know now that Nicolas Cage is in it. That's the most I know about that movie. I have not... Sonic 2 is one of the... I mean, I saw Sonic 2 recently, as of Friday and Saturday. I saw Laid Back Camp, the movie, which is available on Crunchyroll, and as I said, is supplementally fine. That's a movie that I would recommend seeing in chunks because it's not much of a 2-hour... For a 2-hour movie, it's not much, and I would say breaking it up into smaller components is a benefit because it's good, but not, like, incredible. Like, it's fun, but not, like, must-see. All right, there's still a whole component of this arm, or the shoulders. We still have to build the shoulders. Can we build some of this arm? Let's build some of this arm before we go, just so we can get, like... Can't get all of this done, but we can get a lot of it done. So it goes like that, goes like that. This goes here, yeah, like this. We're basically... we still have to build all of the shoulder components. And the shoulder... Here's the thing. Because this kit transforms, there's a lot of things that have to bend in certain ways that you would be like, why do I have to make that? So we can at least get the arms together, even though we don't have any of the shoulders done. We can at least do that, so we can get that part done. But yeah, this kit has to, like, maneuver and move in ways that it doesn't necessarily make sense for it to do. So we gotta give it... put things together in a way that will let that happen. That doesn't seem like it fits right, but okay. But at least we can get some of these arms together. We haven't done the hands yet either, but we can get some of these arms. So that way that way I'm not like walking back into this on Monday, literally a week from today, and being like, now how does this kit work? What was I supposed to do with this? Where am I at on this kit? So we'll just know we're at Pat needs to build shoulders stage of it. We'll figure out from there. It's a movie about modern Nick Cage playing himself, needing money to make up for his debts and deciding to do a birthday thing for a rich drug kingpin. Okay, that does sound pretty fucking good. That does sound like something that I would be interested in checking out. As far as that movie goes. All right, Unbearable Weight. All right, so we got some of this done. Obviously, the shoulders also have the connector that has to pop in, so these don't fit in here. It actually is connected at the shoulder. Instead of it connecting at the arm, the shoulder connects it because it does have to move around for the flight mode that happens on this kit. So we can't do much more than this tonight. We'll have to go back and make the shoulders a week from tonight, because that'll be the next time that I do a model kit building stream of this kit. Because obviously the next stream will hopefully be a Lego kit. The next build stream will be a Lego kit from my hotel room, because I do have a cute little Lego kit. And if not, that'll just go into the pile of kits that I need to build. But that is going to wrap up tonight's stream. We are not done here fully, though, because we still have to raid, because we do end every stream with a raid. Gots to help hang out with people in the community and see what they're up to. So let me go see who's streaming, because Mary Kish is not streaming tonight, and Mary is our normal Monday raider, the person that we raid. Raidee, Target. We'll say Target. That's awful. M. John says, we always end with a raid. M. John's right. Let's see. Who we got here? Don't want to do that. I don't know what. Why would you stream that? I don't know what that's up with that. Let me see. There's a company that I follow. They're going to show me an ad. Depending on who is doing the streaming, we're going to hang out because I don't know. There's multiple people in the company that stream, and there's somebody that I'm very good friends with that if they're streaming, I want to go hang out with them. But if it's somebody else, we're not going to do it because I don't know them as well. So we have a couple options here. Let me see. We got another person who's doing an evening stream. They never stream in the evenings, but they've been going for 4 hours, so we're not going to raid them. Let's see who we got here. All right, yeah, I don't know this person, so we're not going to raid them. I'm doing a lot of conversation here. We're going to raid Arthur Geese because we haven't raided Arthur in quite some time because Arthur doesn't always raid or doesn't always stream when I'm around. We said not me missing the stream. Oh well, yes. It did go well. You did miss it. Sorry, Mingledorf. My next stream will be tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, where I will be. I'm doing my weekly bonus stream, and tomorrow's stream is going to be a lot of fun. I have recorded some CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K22. Every character except for one is a user-created creation from pop culture, video games, and anime, and one mascot character. And then also there's one actual wrestler who is no longer with WWE, but was in the game, which is just fun to include. We're going to go raid Arthur Geese, who's doing some stuff in Skyrim, which is fun. And so, yeah, I hope people will hang out tomorrow night. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. I'll see you in the next stream. Talk to y'all soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.